Welcome to the ActivePDF tutorials. In this video, we're going to show you how to get started with DocSpace. So, here we are inside the DocSpace user interface. One of the first things you're going to want to know is what is the difference between basic task, custom task, and an automation task. Well, a basic task is a simple one-action task. You come in, you do what you want to do, you're all finished, you're done, you're out, and that's it. A custom task allows you to have more than one action per task, and it allows you to save that task so that you can come back into the DocSpace user interface, run that task, complete what you want to do, and then you're on your way. An automation task takes that custom task to the next level, such that you define an input location and an output location. And so instead of coming back into the DocSpace user interface, you can just drag and drop your files over to the input location. DocSpace will recognize that their files are there, complete the task, and move those files to the output directory. So let's take a quick run through those and see what they look like. So here in our basic task, we've got several things we can choose from. Let's go ahead and just choose converting Word to PDF. So we'll select our files. We'll go ahead and grab these files. So open them up, and we're going to browse to a location for basic output and tell them to go there. So we'll go ahead and just say start. Everything is done, complete. We can open up that output directory, and we see that our converted files are here. So now we're done, we're all finished, and we're out of DocSpace. But what if we want to do more than one thing at a time? So we can come in here to custom tasks. Now there are some example tasks here for you, but we're going to go ahead and just create a new one on our own. So let's call this we're going to do Word to PDF and then compress them. So that'll be the name of our task, and we're going to add an action to this step. And the first thing we're going to do is, like we did last time, we're going to do a Word to PDF, and we're going to use the general global settings. And we'll add another action. So after we convert them from Word to PDF, we will go ahead and we will compress those files. And again, we'll use the predefined global action. And so now we're all set. We can launch our task. We'll select our files. Select a few of them, and we're going to browse our output to our custom output directory. So all our files were completed successfully. Okay, so now we have this task complete, and it's saved, And every time we come back to custom tasks, we have this pre-made task that we can use at any time. Now, an automation task, there's a sample there for you, but we're going to create a new one. And we're going to call this task Word to PDF. And then maybe we'll put a stamp on it. And then we'll compress that file. So we need an input location. And in this example, we're just going to create a watch file right here on the machine. We'll come down here. We're going to we'll create a new one. We'll call it my inputs. And we'll come down here and select the location. And this PC, desktop, DocSpace, DocSpace automation, my inputs. And then for our steps, we're going to add an action. Again, we'll just say Word to PDF, and we'll use the global application, and we'll save that. And then we'll say and add another action. We want to PDF stamp with text. Let's expand this out a little bit so we can see what we're doing. We're going to put it in the middle of the body. The content says this file is compressed. And we'll pick just a nice little Times New Roman font. Say it's 44. We'll give it so it's not quite so heavy. We'll say opacity is 0.5. We'll rotate this thing 45 degrees across the page and 1 inch from the left hand side. So we'll stamp it. And then we're going to add another action where we're going to go ahead and we're going to PDF compress those guys. And we'll use the general predefined settings. And now when we're all done, we need some place for these files to go. So we'll add an output connector. In this case, we'll do a file system. We'll create a new one. We'll call it my outputs. And we'll pick a location here. That was this PC. Desktop, DocSpace, automations, my outputs. And we'll save that. Now, if you want to keep the originals, you can define an originals location. If you don't, we'll just throw away the originals when we're done. And you should create an errors folder, just in case something goes wrong. So again, we'll go to file system. We'll create a new one. We'll say my errors. And then we'll come down here and pick a location. DocSpace and my error files. So we'll go ahead and once we turn this task on, this automation task, we can leave the DocSpace interface and just use that input folder to run the task. So we need to save it and then start that task. So when we're outside of this user interface, we just need to pick the location for the files and we're good to go. So we'll take here, we'll pick up some sample files. We'll pick up those guys. We'll go to our automation, input files, and paste those in. So now DocSpace, outside of the user interface, is watching this directory. and it'll see that there's files there, and it'll work on those actions, that task that we gave it, and it'll go through and process those files without the DocSpace user interface being open. So there's our file. With our stamp on there, and we're good to go. And so that's about what you need to know to get started using DocSpace. There are many different actions that you can go ahead and select from. And in your automation tasks, there are a lot of different input connectors that you can use. We use the watch folder, but you can use Dropbox or OneDrive or SharePoint, and you can also output to those locations if you want. So that's it, and thank you for watching.